Hello everyone, welcome back to All of Fabric 5 with me, kmbles. Now, we've got a couple of major problems, some of which you can see around here, like this guy, some random seeds. Oh yep, obviously, flowers and chests and kelp, yep, they go in there. Oh, of course, yeah, so if I wanted tall mushrooms, that's the chest I need to come to. I knew that, that's quite obvious really. We've got all our crops out here hanging out. What are you? You're some odds and ends. Oh, that's where I put my entangled tank. You can see where I'm going with this, right? We have a major chest monster issue that I think we need to resolve. And it all comes back to here, where there was initially some order, like we see wood here, ores were going in there, but it all just got way too chaotic. And well, this mod pack does have a way to help us out with that. In All of Fabric 5, we have applied Energistics 2, which is like basically the only proper modded way to store all your items and to get automation going and those kinds of things. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to clear up this mess. And we're going to build a nice, pretty AE2 storage system right down here. Sadly, we're not quite ready to move into the pit yet. So at least for a little bit longer, we're going to stick around here at our island home, which I'm pretty happy about because I put a lot of work into this house. Now, it doesn't look like there's a book. Yeah, no book that I can see. But we have other means with which to progress, such as the quest area here, and of course the advancements page. And I just collected all the AE2 items that I could find from our chest monsters and put them in here. So this should give us at least a start, although we're clearly going to have to make much more. So we want to build ourselves an ME network, and today just get it set up for storage. We can worry about the automation part of it at a later date. Now, I don't know much about applied energistics, except that the storage network means you can access all your items from a single location, and all that stuff kind of gets held in memory drives, and you can set up automated machines with crafting cards and that kind of stuff. Like, I've seen other people play it, and it looks really fun. It looks like it's the way to go, especially when you're handling large amounts of items and processing, and just going through the first kind of early stages of things that we need here. It does look like we're going to have to build ourselves an inscriber. And it also looks like we need to go find ourselves some skystone. I've only got one of them so far. Well, that makes where to start kind of easy. We just need to find a crater. So let's just head out and look at a few of the meteors that we've spotted around the world so far. And we'll dig up what we can and bring it back here to play with. Okay, we got some skystone. Quite a lot of it. I'm sure that'll be enough. I think there's something about finding inscribers in these meteors, right? But perhaps not every meteor has it, so we'll have to go find another one. Okay, perhaps we'll have more luck with this one. Aha! Oh, perhaps there was one of these chests at the last meteorite. I just might not have seen it. Yes, I picked it up. What a fool. Oh, I got some. There definitely was. I got some silicon presses. And what does this guy have here? Inscriber, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's all of them. We got the advancement for it. I doubt we'll be needing this much skystone, but since we may as well collect it all up. Alrighty, so it looks like there's a number of different kinds of trees here that you can follow. This one over here is for automation, so we can leave that literally to the side for now. The bottom one here is for security and wireless. Obviously, wireless would be cool, but you have to have a system first. This is what we want to build, storage, an ME drive, an ME system, so we can store all our items in storage cells and access them through the terminals. But normally what you need to do is come through this kind of initial path here, build a charger, charge up some Certus quartz, get yourself some flux crystals, get seeds to build, to be able to plant to get some renewable flux crystals. But we already have quite a lot of these, 16 blocks. So, but since I want to tick off all these quest items anyway, like I want to finish the book, that's kind of the challenge I've set for myself. Let's go through and do things properly. So we'll get ourselves a handful of sticky pistons so that we can make an inscriber and a charger. And an inscriber. Use a powered charger to charge Certus quartz crystals. Okay, let's test this out. Here's our charger. We'll just connect it to a burnable generator at the moment to power that thing up. Have you got power? And then we want to feed it a bunch of Certus quartz, right? I'm not sure if this is being powered at all. Not sure where the charging port is for it. Oh! Okay, that one worked. Surely you don't put it on top. All right, it looks like power has to be fed on the top or the bottom of this thing for some reason. And you can also break that down into Certus quartz dust to make silicon. All right, next up on the list is just grab yourself 16 flux crystals. Can do. Mining drill Mark II. Industrial Revolution mining drill. What the? Holy God. How did you get in here? How did a creeper just walk up behind me like that? I don't know. That is surely not meant to happen. They seem to be friendly. Look at all these spawnable spots here. Oh, I'm sorry, little buddy. I feel terrible doing that, but I cannot have creepers coming up and nudging me in the back. Okay. Maybe I'll face this way for now. What's next? Oh, right. We got our mining drill, which requires electricity. Okay, I'll play around with that later. Converts energy from external systems into AE, and stores it in the network. Okay, next up is a growth accelerator used to accelerate crystal growth, which allows you to create Certus quartz crystals and flux crystals from crystal dust. Need 4 of these guys. Can do. And then finally, this quest line wasn't so hard. The Certus quartz dust you find can be grown into Certus quartz crystals. That's the uncharged version of these guys. First, you must make a seed by combining the crystal dust with sand, then simply drop into water and blah, blah, blah. Sand and flux dust equals 2 of them. Let's just flux dust a few of them. Not entirely sure what this growth accelerator thing does. But it looks pretty. I can't interact with it. So what do? You just mix it with some sand. And then you chuck them in some water, right? Now, if I'm being entirely honest, I'm not really sure how this works. Water, suck mode, okay. Like, it says we just kind of throw it in the water. Oh. Turn that guy off. Now, it says we can just throw it in there. And this will change, but it also says that it's incredibly slow without crystal growth accelerators. I don't know if that just means put them in the vicinity. Maybe these things need to be powered. Oh, it says device offline. Yeah, that's only 1%. That's only 1% done. Crystal growth chamber. Crystal growth chamber. Aha! A crystal growth chamber is made with 6 of these accelerators, and it says device is offline. You can put acceleration cards into it, and I imagine you need to power the thing, right? To power it needs an energy acceptor and a power source. Actually, let's get creative with our power sources. So let's craft up one of these guys, a enchanted generator, which burns enchanted books. Piston and a whole bunch of iron. Okay, so I need to get a colorful generator. Whatever that does, I'm not sure. And we can turn that into an enchanted generator. What we've been waiting for. So I'm going to put that there. This guy needs enchanted books. And I know just the place. Alright, let's just do it like this. We'll put that there. We'll got a hopper going into that. And we'll just chuck charmed. Beta anthropods. A few more charmed. Why won't this accept? Oh, it's an energy acceptor. It's not a generator. And that goes into our generator here. I have no idea how much each book kind of gives. There we go. So, charmed gives you 3,200, not a lot. So I guess the better the book, the better the power. Energy acceptor into a... Are we online? Device online. Nice. Where's our little bit? There it is. And we put our little bit into there. That's much better. Okay. So we'll let that do its thing. So we've ticked off this section now. Now it's time to get into storage proper. Now I think the best place for us to build this might be kind of with... So when we come in the front door, we have access to all our terminals just here. And everything kind of comes down. What do you think? I think this chunk here. Yeah. Yeah, so we come in, as soon as we cross this line here, we're into a new chunk. So we can chunk load all our drive in just a single space. And it can eat up anything back here that we need it to. All these guys are going to be gone. We no longer really use this area. Okay, our flux crystals are done. Let's have a look here. So we need an ME drive and a few ME controllers. I'm not sure how many. And that requires skystone. And this stuff looks like it needs us to get into processes with the inscriber. So if we put our inscribing friend there, we can get some of these things. I think we already have a couple of them here from quest rewards, but I also want to figure out how to build them myself. So we need a few of these engineering processes, which require printed engineering circuits and printed silicon circuits, which is engineering press on a diamond, inscriber press. So an inscriber engineering press with a diamond gives you the printed circuit, and that is kind of tedious. Now we can insert diamonds if we put a chest here. Okay, so that'll give us a whole bunch of the printed engineering circuit. We'll have to automate this as well once we have automation set up, but my primary focus now is definitely just storage. We're going to need a bunch of printed silicon ones as well. So inscriber silicon, to get silicon, you simply smelt up some Certus quartz dust. So I'm not sure exactly what a healthy number of these circuits are, but I do know we need a couple of calculation circuits, logic processors, and engineering processors, which all kind of use the inscriber. So I might just get a handful of each and then we'll come right back. Alrighty, you would have seen there I made a few of these acceleration cards which speeded up the whole process, and we managed to get quite a lot. So the way this works now is, I believe, like if redstone's in the middle, and then I believe you kind of pair things up like that. Yeah, okay. And then we need to find a way to insert these. Can insert from top, can insert from bottom. There we go. So apparently that's the front. I don't quite get how this works. So now we just put all of our silicon things in here. We'll chuck gold and printed as well. So there's 3 types of processes to make. Engineer, calculation, and the blah blah. And logic. And they work like this. They all require printed silicon to combine with the printed version of them. So printed calculation circuit becomes calculation processor. Oh, it actually has a little animation. That's really cute. This should give us about 64 of each, and with them we can craft all the beautiful things we need. And you would have seen, and perhaps you would have seen, I added these acceleration cards, which make like a world of difference. It goes so much faster now. And perhaps we'll just have this want to extract in whatever we can to put them back in here. Cool. This block holds 10 storage cells, so you can tightly pack your storage into a very small space. And I figure we can sit that kind of right back here. We can have the cables coming down and we'll have our storage stuff back here. All right, we'll blast up a bunch of the sky stones and they convert into sky stone blocks. And there's our first controller. Like so. And we need an ME drive and some terminals. Right, so it looks like everything kind of requires this flux crystal. So we're going to need to find out pretty soon how to automate this. Okay, let's not overdo it. We'll just get 2 of the formation cores and 2 annihilation cores. You chuck them together. You get yourself an ME terminal. And I believe you can not just chuck it on. We will need to give this thing a power source as well. Ooh, I fear if I break this, it's going to destroy all that power in there, but it's worth it. Like it. Yep, we just lost all that power. That's a shame. Just like that, we'll power it up. Device online, and it's red. Oh, so we are online with a terminal that doesn't seem to do anything for us. Maybe if we convert into a crafting terminal then. Like so. Hello, buddy. What do? You do Fortune 4. Kind of in the middle of something here. We can now craft here, but we can't access anything, perhaps because it's not attached to anything. You're really pushy, aren't you? All right, let me go see if I have a Fortune 3. Not you. You're in the way. This guy's really trying to steal a sale, isn't he? Amazing. We just got Fortune 4 to go in the chest for another day. Let's make an ME drive. Connect this somehow at the back here. Maybe on top so I can see it. I could put 3 up there. I realize that we're limiting our outputs from our controllers here by taking up a whole spot like that. But we have all this space here at the back. And we can always move things later on down the track. And for that, we need to put a card in it. Yeah, fluid 4K item. I guess I do that. And then we need to give that thing power, don't we? Okay, I'd venture as far as to say that this doesn't look right. I don't think red is a good color. In fact, red kind of raises alarm bells. Maybe there just was too many of them. I'm not sure. Maybe I couldn't get enough power to them all, but destroying or taking off 3 of them seemed to work. And if we were to chuck something in like some of this dust, that's going to go up into that guy, hiding up in the corner there. And if we now wanted to view stored craftable view items, why can't we see it? Sort by view items, stored items, craftable, view stored and craftable. It's not showing me anything though. Turns out your frog is a noob. I had stuff typed into REI down here, which, well, if you have it here, it's the same as kind of searching for it. So you have to empty out your inventory. What a noob of a frog. What an absolute disgrace that is. So let's have a look here. So this storage device is a 4K ME item storage cell. Oh, great. So this tells you 4,000 bytes of stored data, blah, 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 can have 500 stacks of a single item or 260 stacks while holding 63 different types of items. Seen as the majority of the stuff that we have in bulk is, I'm more than happy to store it in our danks. I think maybe we just need a bunch of the T1s, right? We'll fill this up with T1 storage. Oh, they don't stack. Come on, guys, follow me. And we chuck them in here. And have this guy coming up here. Let's see now. We have the crafting terminal and a pattern and a pattern encoder. We can access our stuff. It's kind of ugly, but I think there's a way you can use like facades, right? I'm fairly certain you can cover this up, but I don't care too much for now. So this lets us access our things. I wonder if we can access things. Well, I mean, I know we can. We can access things wirelessly, right? Okay, so it does look like we have a wireless terminal that we can build, as well as also a wireless booster to increase the range. So wireless access point. So let's craft up these three things and see if we can't access our terminal without having to walk up here and throw things in. Okay. Okay, there's our wireless access point. Let's put it on top there. It's given us 16-meter range. Okay, and there is our thing. I guess I've got to make it by hand. And there's our wireless terminal, which we need to link somehow. Guessing we link it by, like, clicking it with this thing. Device is not linked. Maybe like this. How do I link this guy? Maybe it needs to link to a security terminal. I suspect that's why it's blocked behind here. And that should be enough to craft the chest, and then the security terminal, and then a biometric card. Ignore the chat log there. Security team. No permissions selected. Kmbles. Well, let's just leave it like that. User is allowed to store new items in storage. User is allowed to, yeah, pretty much do everything. It's linked. Oh, so you put it in there and it links it. Then what do I do? Is low on power. All right, we'll just charge that up a little bit. So we've got it now. And we just use it like that. But it's not a crafting terminal, is it? That's just an access one. We can turn it into a crafting terminal very easily. And you can equip that in the trinket slot, which is really cool. Now, let's just leave it there in our anklet for now. We will need to start worrying about trying to find a way to get it charged. While I'm here, I might actually make a booster. Ender Pearl Dust. Make 2 wireless boosters. Oh, they give very small amount of boost. Like basically a meter each. And it drains more energy. So I suspect I need like a stack of 64 of these. Okay, that's quite power hungry, but it should take us out to the, should take us all the way out to the pit. Okay, we got the 1 million power there somehow. We can access our terminal. All our goodies are there. Let's check out the range on this thing. Yep, still good. Still good. Still good. Okay, now we can get to work demolishing, I think, some of these chest monsters. Right, we've made a bit of a clean up. Gone are our storage chests, our chest monsters. But as you can see from the yellow lights back here, everything's kind of getting full. Between episodes, I think I'll need to probably put a whole bunch of like storage chests out here So anything that we have in large quantities doesn't find its way into the, oh, I'll take that, into the system here, but instead find their way back to me in my, for one of my danks, or we'll set up some storage units and they can kind of set a priority on them to go out there. But this has been a bit chaotic, to be honest. The reason I'm using 1Ks and not the 4Ks or 16 or anything larger is because it's we're kind of going to be using the storage cells there just to store multiples of, like small things, like chests, for instance. There's no point having 16K or something storage chest so you can store, 20,000 chests. We're only ever going to store, 64 of them or something at most. The really, really large storage disks, whatever they're called, are kind of for these products that have up until now found a pretty good home in our danks. So we're not in a massive rush to get that done. In between episodes, I did a little bit of digging, just a little bit, not too much. Oh, what have I done? I can't get out of here now. I did a little bit of digging down here and it wasn't as easy as I was hoping it would be. Like, I thought I could get the whole thing hollowed out to bedrock. Oh, thankfully I set my spawn here. I thought I could get the whole thing emptied out all the way to bedrock so we could have a bit of a nice hollow. We've got 16 full chunks and a whole bunch of partial chunks that we can use all the way down to bedrock for whatever our heart desires. But it turns out that the real end boss in Minecraft is water. Water was just such a pain. But since we're out here, I could probably quickly go over how I got this done. And I have to say, I was kind of impressed at my own ingenuity. For instance, let's kind of get something set up over here then. So you get your little wrench out. You glue it. Now when you copy this, it will copy and paste with the glue. Otherwise, you'd have to glue every single one, and that is a pain. Let's do 2 chunks, or at least a chunk and a bit. And we'll dig this bit out down to bedrock. You can see how I was doing it. And I'm sure you got better suggestions. And once they're all down, we'll paste some drills onto there. And then we'll just want to stick some barrels on for storage. By making it sticky, it means when the contraption gets pushed down, it'll drag these barrels along with it. And anything that the mechanical drills underneath dig up, they'll store in here. With any luck, this will just push it down. Rope pulley. There we go. I don't know what that was. I guess I didn't have it at the correct height. But here you can see, with all the janky goodness, our grand crushing machine. And those items get thrown in those chests there, and we can pick them up at the end. Oh, there's our water. Let's see if we can't stop this before it becomes a problem. I think it's become a problem. And if you're not careful, the water sources can duplicate themselves, and then you fill this whole thing in with water. Thankfully, it looks like it's only at the top here, so I think we should be able to just kind of do this for a few layers. And we'll be in luck, I think. Ah, success. Okay, it actually wasn't so bad this time. I think that water's going to find its way down. So we'll have a quick nap so these mobs can start to burn up. And some weird things happen, like you'll see the bedrock down here. It's nice and flat right at minus negative 63. But up here we get these kind of jaggedy bits, and in here it's also really confusing. So I suspect we'll take whatever is the highest level, which is this one, minus 59. And we'll make this level our base. And we have all the way up to, I think, 63. So minus 59 to 0 and then 63 on top. Heaps and heaps of space to build with, way too much. Much more than I'll ever need. And now this thing's here, it's stopped. It looks like maybe these guys all overflowed. Yeah, it looks like they're all full. And then what I would do is that. Stand in the middle of it and just open my bag here and put everything into my little entangled bag. And this all gets sent up to kind of a large storage center depot that I've set up upstairs here. And then we can just demolish this real quick. And then you just hitch a ride up with this thing. Like that. So that's how we did it. And the hole's getting bigger and bigger now. That was another 2 chunks that we just did. Maybe we keep going. Maybe I just bring it to halfway and we'll live with a semicircle for a little bit. Hey, Larry. And the entangled gesture is just sitting up there, and then a bunch of pipes just bring everything down here. But yeah, that's pretty fun. This guy. Yeah, you're probably wondering why I had so much netherrack on me if you spotted it before. Where did I hide that stuff? Here it is, 36. Well, why don't I just show you what I did? So I would come along, build up a large kind of wall of this stuff until I would run out. And yeah, it takes longer than you'd expect. Then you grab yourself a hammer, get smashing. Yeah, it eats up a few diamonds, but it's definitely worth it. And then with all that crushed netherrack, you chuck that in here. We'll crank that up to max. Now, the reason I kind of raced, so we've got 30, we started off with 38. We'll see how much we get by the end of this. The reason I kind of, I mean, this is fantastic. This is ex nihilo. I've never played around with it before. It seems the only way to do this other than manually. Can I sit here doing this? Am I helping? Oh, I can help. Oh. The only way to automate this is with the deployer. Yeah, we got one here going at max speed. I don't know how many of these sieves or sifters one deployer can manage, but it can at least manage 9. And crushed netherrack has a chance of turning into netherrack scraps. You would think the higher the tier, the better the chance, right? But with netherite mesh, it's only giving 0.12 and diamond 0.12. But with just a gold mesh, you have a 0.8, so almost 1% chance. So while I was digging out some of the stuff and filling in the water, I had this guy going, and that's how we got our 38, 39 netherite scraps, which has a purpose, and that's to play around with some more conjuring focuses. Unfortunately, we've run out of time for this episode. I'm a little bit disappointed how long it took to set up the ME system. I hope that wasn't too boring for you guys, but because it's going to be so important to our base, I just wanted to include most of the steps along the way so I could perhaps get some feedback on ways I could improve it. Or who knows, maybe it might even be helpful for someone else who's setting up something similar and getting stuck along the way. But because it took so long, I wasn't able to do what I really wanted to do this episode, which was to head back to the end and raid a few of those cities there. So that'll be next time for sure. You might have noticed we've finally got the Soul Fireforge here, somewhat automated, thanks to our friendly deployer from Create. It's pretty basic stuff, you just give it a flint and steel and it'll ignite the fire anytime it goes out. And then there's a hopper just collecting the items down the bottom here. With these, we're just going to craft up some conjuring focuses so we can add a few more mobs to our collection, perhaps even from the end. Alright, that's the episode. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.